Could everybody rise so that we can do the Pledge of Allegiance? And the people who maintain this room, I think we need a flag, so I guess by next Monday we'll get a flag. Let's all pretend it's over there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Once again, community, these are brand new microphone systems and voting systems, so I ask for your patience this evening as we proceed through this meeting. Dr. Haney, do you see anybody we need to recognize? Okay, give me a second. Okay, thank you. Let's do the roll call. District 1, Ms. Jasmine Bowles. Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. Yeah, if everybody would just light up your request for me so I could go one by one. And I'm gonna go down the way that it's actually, I'm gonna go out of order because it's listed here a certain way. Myself, I'm Benjamin Straker, District 9, I'm present. Mr. Mark Christmas.
Present.
Ms. Victoria Williams.
Present.
Ms. Jasmine Bowles again. All right, hold on. Ms. Bowles?
Present.
Ms. Tellers Cooper?
Present.
I'm looking for Ms. Haney. I'm sorry, Hill. Do I see you, Ms. Hill? All right. You guys heard her. All right, thank you.
I'm present.
Okay. Once again, I apologize, everybody. I'm trying to go through this list here, and these names are like all over the place. So please do not take any disrespect, board members. I'm lost here. So who did I miss? I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, and who else did I miss? I missed you, Dr. Haney. Who else did I miss? That's it? A superintendent?
Present.
Board attorney? Board liaison?
Present.
Assistant to the interim superintendent, Ms. Biles. I think I got everybody. Dr. Haney, you need the mic. All right. You should be, hold on.
We'd like to acknowledge the following individuals, and if you could please stand after all names have been mentioned. We have the DeKalb County Police Department tonight, and the officers that are in attendance is the Chief of Police, Gregory Patrick. If you could please stand and remain standing. Assistant Chief Tad Golden. And the other Assistant Chief Tony Hughes. Let's give it up for them, please. Thank you for your attendance. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Haney. At this time, I'm going to read the ethics statement. In accordance with Board Policy BH, it is the duty of every board member to avoid both conflicts of interest and the appearances of such conflicts. Does any board member have any known conflict of interest or appearance of such conflict with respect to any matter scheduled to come before the board at this meeting or appearing on our proposed agenda? If so, please identify the conflict or the appearance of conflict and refrain from participation in the matter. Ms. Williams, I see you're lit up. Do you need to say anything? Or did I just miss you? Okay. All right. I need a motion to adopt the agenda. Ms. Tellers Cooper?
So moved.
Mr. Christmas? The motion has been made and properly seconded. Can I get a vote? All right, let's go. I got 2, 4, 6. Myself, 7. I'm waiting for 2 more people. Mary is going right, so I need 1 more. Who am I missing? Who, did you vote? Okay, and then it's either yes, abstain, or no? Okay. Once again, folks, thank you for your patience. This is going to be a rough night tonight. All right. It's unanimous. Let's move on from the adoption of the agenda. We have recommendations from the executive session. Mr. Interim Superintendent, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, members of the board, colleagues, and community members, I'd like to bring to you some recommendations, and the first will be Assistant Principal, Jonesboro High School, and the candidate that I am recommending for that position is Dr. Sequina Scott.
Hold on. We didn't get to voting yet. You guys are clapping prematurely. All right. Dr. Haney?
I'd like to make a motion to support the superintendent's recommendation for Jonesboro High School for the assistant principal.
Ms. Bowles?
I'd like to second that motion.
The motion has been made and properly seconded. Can I get a vote, please? That was the quickest 8 I ever seen. The motion has been passed.
Dr. Scott, please stand for us.
Where are you at? Congratulations, and if you can stay in the building until we're finished with the personnel recommendations, we'd like to take a photograph with you.
Mr. Chair and board members, the next position I have is the assistant principal at Morrow Middle School, and the person being recommended is Dr. Nicole Jones.
Ms. Tellers Cooper?
I move that we accept the superintendent's recommendation for assistant principal, Dr. Nicole Jones at Morrow Middle.
And I second that motion. Members, the motion has been made and properly seconded. Can I get a vote, please? Okay, not as fast, but we got them all.
Dr. Jones, would you please stand?
Once again, if you could stay in the building until we are finished with the personnel recommendations, and we would love to take a photo with you. Superintendent, the floor
Board,
is
the
yours.
next position that I have for your consideration is Executive Director of Elementary, and the candidate that I am bringing forth is Dr. Vanessa Muhammad.
Whoa, what's going on here? Ms. Williams?
It's supposed
I'm sorry, Mrs. Dr. Gorey?
as usual, the mic doesn't work for me, but I don't need the mic. It's not showing up. Okay, now it's showing up. I move that we accept the superintendent's recommendation for the executive director of elementary to be Dr. Vanessa Muhammad. I second it.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded. Can I get a vote from my board members, please? That was pretty quick also.
Dr.
The motion
Muhammad.
is passed.
Board members, the next position I have for you is the Director of Career, Technical, and Agriculture Education. And the candidate that I bring forth is Dr. Beverly Holyfield.
Dr. Goree.
I move that we accept the superintendent's recommendation for the Director of Career Technical and Agricultural Education to be Dr. Beverly Holyfield.
Can I get a second?
Second.
The motion has been made and properly seconded. Can I get a vote, please? All right. That is unanimous.
Dr. Holyfield, would you please stand? The next position, board members, that I have for your consideration is the Coordinator of Health and Physical Education. And the candidate that I bring forth is Mr. Dorwin Lyles.
Ms. Goree,
Well, I'll do it without the microphone.
it's not
I
on?
move that,
Hold on 1 second, please.
it's because she needs to turn hers
Okay, there
off.
you go.
I move that we accept the superintendent's recommendation as the Coordinator of Health and Physical Education, Mr. Dorwin Lyles.
Mr. Christmas,
I second that motion.
that motion has been made and properly seconded. Can I get a vote, please? It's unanimous.
Deacon Lyles, will you please stand up, sir? The next position that we have for your consideration, board members, is Coordinator, Specialized Instruction. And the candidate that I bring forth is Dr. Natalie Myricks.
Ms. Bowles, could you light up for me? The mic is yours.
I move that we accept the superintendent's recommendation for Dr. Natalie Myricks to become the coordinator for specialized instruction.
Ms. Hill, could you light up for me? Okay. The motion has been made and properly seconded. Can I get a vote, please? Okay, hold on. I'm missing one person. Okay, it's unanimous. The vote passes.
Dr. Myricks, thank you. Last recommendation that I have for you this evening
Okay.
is for the Deputy Chief of Safety and Security. And the candidate that will be my recommendation is Major Curtis Williams.
Mr. Christmas?
I move that we accept this interim superintendent recommendation for Deputy Chief of Safety and Security, Major Curtis Williams.
Ms. Goree, I don't see you lit up.
I'm gonna pass it to Dr.
Haney?
Haney.
All right, give me 1 second, Dr. Haney, you're on.
I'd like to second that motion.
Okay, the motion has been passed, motion has been made and properly seconded. Can I get a vote, please? Hold on, hold on. All right. It is unanimous, the vote passes.
Deputy Chief. Mr. Board Chair, board members, those are my recommendations for the evening.
Thank you so much. I think we have an easement that's on the list, huh? Oh, I'm sorry, we need to take a picture. For all the people who went through today, can you please meet us? You want to do the vote first?
The easement and the tribunal.
Okay, so we got two more things. Let's not forget, we got two more items that we have to vote on. Let's do those two, and then you guys will come to the front so that we can take our three more items. Then you guys will come to the front so that we can take your picture. Go ahead. Okay, good deal. All right, let's do the tribunal first. I'm sorry, the easement first. Who has that easement? Okay, go for it, Miss. Could you you're going to describe it? All right. You're on, Ms. Williams. Go ahead.
I move that we accept the Georgia Power easement at 2984 Mount Zion Road.
Okay, and can I get a second, please? Who's second? All right, the motion has been made and properly seconded. Can I get a vote, please? I'm missing one person. Oh, okay. Yes, it's right in my face here, abstention. All right, so it's 7 yes, 1 abstention. The vote passes. Next, I think we have the tribunal. Hold on one second. Ms. Cooper, you're on.
I move that we accept the superintendent's recommendation for employee tribunal hearing 2025-2026-10.
Okay, what was that? It wasn't the right tribunal? Okay.
Oh, the tribunal, I'm sorry,
All right,
correction for
start
the
from the
record.
beginning on that for me. Hold on one second so that we can get it on the record the proper way. Go for it. Hold on. Hit your button again. Your request. I got you.
Okay. I move that we accept the tribunal recommendation for 2025-2026-10.
Ms. Hill,
I second the motion.
the motion has been made and properly seconded. Can I get a vote, please? It's unanimous, 8 votes. Okay, I think we got one more thing to go through, and that is a recommendation from the executive session. Ms. Williams, would you light up for me, please? Ms. Williams, you're on.
I make a motion that we terminate the MOU between the Clayton County Board of Education and the Clayton County Public Schools Foundation.
Can I get a second on that, Ms. Hill? Oh,
Second, I
hold on one
second that.
second. All right, go ahead.
Second the motion.
Motion has been made and properly seconded. Can I get a vote, please? 1 second. All right. All right, we got 7 yes, 1 abstention. Vote passes. I think we've completed the items. Am I correct, Mr. Clem? All right. If everybody can meet us down here. Also, while we go down here, we have one of our interns that is moving to an administrative assistant job at K-Pace. Now, why is that important? It shows you that we are growing our students within, and they're coming back to our system to service us. We couldn't do a better job than that. So we're going to recognize her as we come down also. Thank you.
My first slide, I want to thank the CTAE department. As you can see, my beautiful skin as I journeyed over to Riverdale High School to take part in getting a facial and a new hairdo, which gave me a new attitude. I also want to thank Dr. Keith Colbert, because he went over and got a facial. Doesn't it look good, y'all? You see how his face is shining? We had all of our interns up, but I have a picture in the middle of Train Dawn. She was also one of our interns, and she was invited back to an event called Jabai. It's a organization in DeKalb County that gives scholarships. She was the first scholarship recipient from Clayton County Public Schools. They invited her back to talk about her first year in college. Now, she actually is a civil engineering major at Georgia Tech, and she was able to start last school year in France. She traveled to France, Switzerland. She's been to 4 or 5 different countries, and we're so proud of her. Next slide. They may not be in any order, but I'll just go down and tell you all the stuff that I did. I was not ready for school to start. Woke up last Monday and I was like, oh my God, do I have this? There's somewhere I'm supposed to be. So I went to new teacher orientation. Mr. Christmas and I both attended. We all have to have each other's backs. Many of our board members were out of town. As you can see, Ms. Baker's overseas. I know all of our other people were out of town. Back for the board and address the new teachers. The next day, I want to acknowledge Ms. Rice and her team, the Community and Student Engagement Department, because they went over there to the Riverdale Walmart, and as he says on TV, WSP, we stuffed the bus. We stuffed that bus over there in Riverdale so hard. Get out there and enjoy the community. I want to. And the next day, my compadre, Mr. Mark Christmas and I, we traveled over to kill the free materials that we collected there for our new teacher. We actually had a testimony from a gentleman that was and I'm telling you, those teachers were so happy. They come to an end, and they had so many supplies. And Mr. Chris Hayes and jackets, we had clothing, we had supplies. It was just a beautiful sight. Saturday, we had the back to school bash at Riverdale High School, and that was amazing. Again, I want to thank, I call her the services and all the other departments that made that happen. On my page, you might see a little banter between my 3 high school principals in North Clayton, because they got a big championship belt, and they were having a little competitive, but we love each other. And last giveaway at Emmanuel Baptist Church, it's at 230 from 11 to 2. And I'm just wishing everybody a wonderful it's going to be great. And of course, tomorrow, Gorby Early Learning Center in Riverdale, Georgia. It may not have my name on there, but I might have my own sign tomorrow to stick it in front of the place. Come over and join me, please. It's good to see your work come to fruition.
Mr. Christmas, if you light up for me, please.
Our employees been here all morning. I still think this is a waste of time.
Ms. Bowles, if you light up for me, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just really excited about this upcoming school year and want to acknowledge all of the hard work that has gone into the pre-planning and the preparation for what is going to be an incredible year of excellence. Also, be on the lookout for this year's Wellness Wednesday schedule for yoga, because that we do to prepare for our scholars, that you're still finding some new practices that maybe you can take with you. With that, I will, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Mr. Superintendent, Dr. Hendricks, the floor is all yours, and you can roll right into updates from your staff thereafter.
Yes, sir. Good evening again, Mr. Chair, members of the board, colleagues, and community partners. As we bring another summer to close, I want to begin by recognizing the extraordinary work of the people who are prepared for this moment. Long before the first school bell rings, hundreds of employees have been ensuring that our schools are ready, our campuses are prepared, our classrooms are equipped, our families are informed, and our students are positioned for a strong start. This work has been thoughtful, coordinated, and centered on what matters most, the success of every child. This evening, you will hear from the leaders who have guided this work. They will share how we concluded the summer, the preparations made for opening day, and the resources now in place to support our students, families, and staff. Together, these presentations reflect more than preparation. They reflect a district committed to beginning this school year with purpose, readiness, and a shared responsibility to serve every child. With that being said, I'll turn it over to Dr. Dunn.
Dr. Dunn, how are you?
Thank you. I'm fine, thank you. Good evening, Board Chair, Madam Vice Chair, she's not here, and board members, Interim Superintendent Dr. Douglas Hendricks Sr. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share all things enrollment. So we're really excited about enrollment this year, trying to make sure that we reach as close to 50,000 students as possible. And so I believe that we are on an upward trend with that. As of today, we have 47,184 students, which is an increase of about a little over 300 students since we began tracking it on July the 13th. So we're really happy about that. We contribute that to our efforts beginning in June throughout the summer with our satellite locations, and then transitioning over to at the school sites beginning on July 27th, today basically. And then we're also offering evening hours for our parents to have the opportunity, those who work, to come in the evening until 7 o'clock to enroll in school in Clayton County Public Schools for the 26-27 school year. We will also be at Light of Joy Church on Wednesday. We'll arrive at about 5:45 p.m. to be there to greet our families and to hopefully enroll as many kindergartners as possible, all students, because of course we want to reach the goal of 50,000 students to begin the school year out successfully. So we thank you, Ms. Hill, for helping us with that opportunity to be at the church on Wednesday. We appreciate that. And then also, again, when we offer opportunities like this, that's on-site support. So that means that we have representatives from the registrar department, registration, to be on-site to provide parents with side-by-side assistance, walking through the online application, document uploads, etc. Because again, we want a seamless enrollment process and ease of access to the application. So that is ongoing, and the support is live and is viable and has been working, as evidenced by the increasing enrollment and upward trend. Our parents, we want them to know that we are accepting all forms, all documents for enrollment, beginning with proof of age, which is the birth certificate. We need 2 current proofs of residency, as well as the academic record, which will be for our elementary and middle school students, grade level promotion, as evidenced by the report card, a high school transcript for our high schoolers, and also making sure that we know exactly what's happening with the child so that day 1, they will be in the correct academic program, and their schedules will reflect that as well. So the screen here before you, board members and Interim Superintendent Hendricks, kind of gives you some information in terms of where we are right now. So what does the registration look like at every school site? Well, we're starting with our elementary schools. We're going to begin our day in registering students with our counselors helping out and supporting that process at 8 o'clock a.m. We're going to run until about 2:30, which gives us that time to process the applications we received that day. And we're going to also move then into our middle schools, because we know that some parents have students at multiple sites. So we want to give them a 30-minute window to go between one school to the next. We have middle school starting at 8:30 and running again until 3. And then we have our high school starting around 8:45 and wrapping up at 3:30. So there's, again, an expanded time at the end. What is that for? It's not wasted time, but it's valuable time, because that's the time that we're going to use to process applications. So it tells you here exactly what's going to happen when they're receiving that on-site support. So they're removing all barriers to make sure that every family has access to the application, they know what to do, how to do it, and we are there to provide that assistance. Also, through our international center, in terms of our families did not speak English as a native language. So we are happy to provide that support, and I'm going to turn it over now to Dr. Charmin Johnson.
Board members, they're going to go through this presentation pretty quickly, so please jot down your questions, and we'll wait till they get through their entire presentation before we start asking questions. Dr. Johnson.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Charmin Johnson, and I'm the Chief Academic Officer for Implementation. And I'm just going to share briefly some beginning of the year information. We will require all students in grades pre-K through 12th grade to carry clear book bags again for this school year. Also, for this school year, we have a new cell phone policy, and it is basically promoting a distraction-free learning environment, and it's in keeping with House Bill 340, which is a new Georgia bill for all students in grades K through 8. Students are not allowed to have phones on their person, and this information has been shared across all school websites. Also, for our high school students, the law will not go into effect for high school until next year. However, we want to promote a distraction-free learning environment for our high school students, so we are asking them to turn their phones off and to put them away for this school year. For our uniforms, same policy that we've had in place for a few years now. If parents want to see what colors their students are required to wear, they can go to their school's website. That information will be there. Open house is going to be held on July 30th for all grade bands, elementary 1 to 3, middle 3 to 5, and high school 5 to 7. We're encouraging all parents to come out to meet their child's teachers, to walk the buildings, and to get that good information for the beginning of the school year. Now we will hear from Ms. Erica Johnson with summer school updates.
Good evening. Mr. Chair, members of the board, Interim Superintendent Dr. Hendricks, and community members. This past summer, Clayton County Public Schools offered 9 different programs, summer programs for our pre-K through 12th grade students. We did notice that the attendance was consistently below the enrollment, but we did also note that those students that attended regularly made gains in both reading and in math. In ELA, our gains were about 20 points, and in math, the gains were about 22 points, an increase from the pre-test to the post-test. We were also able to reduce our cost this school year by $146,000. We did that by consolidating sites. Last summer, we had 7 sites. This past summer, we had 6 sites. So some of the recommendations for next school year would be to continue on-site registration. When we did on-site registration this year, we had an additional 1,000 students, so that was great. But promoting consistent attendance is something that we definitely need to focus on and engage our families in making sure that students attend. So the cost for summer school this year overall, or our summer program, was about $1.4 million, which is definitely a decrease of about $146,000 from this past year. And this last slide here shows the increase in math scores by about 22% for all students that took both the pre-test and the post-test in math. And there was an increase of 20.77% for all students that took both the pre-test and post-test in ELA. And at this point, Dr. Lee will be coming forward.
Good
How
evening,
many more
everyone.
presenters do we have? How many more after you, Dr. Lee?
Chief Walker and Dr. Radcliffe.
Okay.
Presenters.
All right, go ahead.
So good evening. I am Dr. Ebony Lee, Chief Academic Officer for Design, and I'm excited to share a few tips with our families and our caregivers. We are fully ready for day one. We're excited to welcome all of our students to a new school year. And as we all know, that when parents and caregivers partner with us in the process, we can ensure that we create those and grow those seeds of greatness. So I would like to emphasize the 5 Ps of student success for all of our parents and caregivers and families. Day one, we want our students there. This week, we're training 3,223 teachers and our academic priorities, equipping them with the resources. So we want all of our students to show up on time, ready to learn, which brings me to number 2, prepared. Parents, caregivers, we want our students to show up with their supplies, their resources, but also with the right mindset. We often hear our interim superintendents emphasize that school is a very important place. We believe in our students and they can do it. So we ask our parents to join us in that affirmation each day, reminding our students of the importance of being prepared. Number 3 is really critical. As we start the year, August 3rd, all the way to May 26th, we want our students to engage in daily practice. Just like athletes have to practice, musicians have to rehearse, our students need at least 30 minutes of focused practice studying and reading each evening. Number 4, monitoring progress. Families, caregivers, check what you inspect. Ask students about their homework. Be sure we're logging into the parent portal. If you haven't been into the parent portal when you attend open house, you'll find information of how to access it, and you can monitor your child's grades, attendance, test scores, etc. And then participation, being involved, staying connected as feasible. I would like to emphasize that beyond open house is curriculum night, which occurs in September 3rd for elementary, September 10th for middle school, September 17th for high school from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And this is the time parents to really know the plan, know the plays to help our children win. So when you're meeting with the teachers, you can find out what are the learning expectations, ask questions about helpful resources, and more importantly, or equally important, think about ways to get our students involved beyond the day-to-day. We have the science fair, social studies fair, spelling bee, etc. So curriculum night is just a wonderful time for our families to know the plan and also to know how your school communicates if you have questions. Okay. And finally, we have a host of parent trainings occurring throughout the year. Please visit our website. This particular slide emphasizes our pre-K, early learning, and elementary trainings that occur. Board members, this concludes the parent tips and training opportunities. Thank you.
Board members, remember, please jot down your questions so that when we get to the end, you don't lose exactly what you wanted to question.
Good evening. I am Dr. Shanice Ratcliffe, Chief of Student Support Services. And what we want to share this evening is, as we are preparing for the school year, Student Support Services stands to remove barriers. We want you to be aware that as you are enrolling your students, families, we have opportunities. If you need your vaccinations, we have our school-based health clinics that are located at Huey Elementary, Lee Street Elementary School, and North Clayton Elementary School. So if you can't get an appointment at your local doctor or the health department, Clayton County Public Schools stands ready to get those vaccinations so our students could be ready to start on day one. We also offer opportunities for mental health services and community engagement. As we are getting ready to start the year, we know that the school system works within many systems. We collaborate with our local Clayton County partners as well as our metro partners. This comprehensive resource guide serves as a resource to our families to access, whether it's housing, healthcare, a plethora of resources that are available to our community. It's at your fingertips 24/7. So please utilize this. We are here to support as we remove barriers. Chief Walker.
Good evening. In an effort to be brief, I'm going to quickly go over our presentation. And real quick, I think it's very important that I remind everybody that as we begin this school year, that Clayton County Public Schools Police Department and the Department of Safety and Security is a 24/7 police department, which basically means we operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Also, let me just point out some things. I want everybody to understand that beginning the school year, what we're going to do is every school in the district will have some sort of safety and security personnel. Beginning at the high schools, we will at least have 2 SROs, school resource officers, at every high school. At every middle school, we will have at least 1 school resource officer at every middle school. At the elementary school level, we will have security personnel, being whether or not it's Clayton County School Safety and Security personnel and/or third-party security, as well as school resource officers checking in on those locations on a daily basis. So all of our schools will be covered. Lastly, what I do want to point out is that Clayton County Public Schools Police Department and Department of Safety and Security has a great relationship with our external partners. We have a great relationship with Clayton County Police Department, Clayton County Sheriff's Department, and as you saw tonight, we have a great relationship even with police departments outside of Clayton County, the DeKalb County Police Department. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Walker. You guys snuck another one in there. Go ahead. Yeah, go for it.
Good evening, Board Chair, Board members, Dr. Hendricks. This is just a little update on what's going on with our heating and air conditioning and our landscaping. We have right at 5,000 units in the district, 5,000 air conditioning units. As of the time this was presented, we had 1,156 units that were under question. We've reduced that number now to 850 units. We continue to work on that and expect to have the number significantly less than that by the end of this week. We're doing assessments, we're using outside sources, whatever we need to do in order to get that up and running. In regards to the grounds, we do have some of those subbed out to other landscaping companies, 20 of our campuses. We are servicing the remainder of the campuses, which ends up being about 65 that we're doing. You see the ones that are subbed out. We're doing all of the rest of them. We get a 7 to 8 day turnaround from all of our subs. In-house, we are pretty much staying with a 9 to 10 day turnaround. That does get extended sometimes based on the rain. As you know, we've had quite a bit of that. Pine straw installation is almost complete. We only have about 20 more locations that will be done before open house. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Blackwood. Okay, let's light up the board with questions. I'm going with Ms. Tellis Cooper first.
Okay.
Light up again for me.
Okay, a couple of questions. I know last year some of the campuses had extra clear book bags on supply. Will those be available for maybe students that were not able to get the book bags?
We did not purchase book bags for students. However, I know that some of the back-to-school activities, and they've had clear book bags, but we did not purchase bags as a school district this year.
Okay, thank you for that. The next question is about the summer program. I think I heard something wrong, or I wrote it down incorrectly. So did you say that 1.4 million, it was an increase? No, okay.
No, it wasn't an increase. That's what we spent this year, which was less than what we spent last year.
Gotcha. Okay, that's it. Oh, that was quick and easy. I just thought I heard something. And the last, well, no, I got a couple more. Student services. The information that you presented, will this information be disseminated throughout the district? I know tonight, of course, with the school board meeting, people are hearing it, but will we be sending it out via email, voice message, putting it on our website, just so individuals will know? Because I think you mentioned something about immunizations, and that would be great if, you know, the parents knew that. So will we be disseminating that through other sources? Okay.
And they actually receive it during the enrollment and prior to enrollment through our counseling department, but we'll share that, and especially our community resource guide, so they'll have access to.
Okay, thank you so much. And one last, safety and security. Will we be using the metal detectors and the ones on day one?
All of our high schools and middle schools will have all of their weapon detection devices ready for day one, as well as all of our athletic events beginning next week. We'll have all of our stadiums will have weapon detection devices ready to cover those locations.
Okay, and we've checked to make sure that everything is up and running properly?
Yes, we're in the process of doing that now. A lot of schools are closing out a lot of things that they did during the summer, so a lot of machines are having to be placed back together. However, we've already did a preliminary check, and our devices are ready to be placed in position and they are operational.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Bowles, your mic is on.
Okay, I have kind of a short-term.
I'm going by the lights that's lit up. Board members, as the lights are lighting up here, I'm actually looking at this board. I'm not looking left or right. I'm looking at who's next on this board. So I apologize, Ms. Bowles. So as you light up here, I just see Dr. Haney come on. So she's going to be the next person that's being called. Okay, continue, Ms. Bowles.
Dr. Hendricks, I have a short-term and long-term question for you and the team, and it is about HB 340. So I'm excited and encouraged to see that we're implementing HB 340, which is about eliminating cell phones in grades K through 8. And I remember when all of these decisions were happening at the Capitol and coming and giving updates, but one of the things I remember most was the hearings where like students would come and say why or why not, and et cetera. Same thing for educators. And one of the things I remember being raised was about after this bill is passed, how will we ensure that the burden of discipline doesn't automatically fall on teachers to now become, the phone police, if you will. So my question, I say it's a short-term and a long-term question because what I see for K-8, the entire state said, hey, no phones K-8. I want to hear what the plan is on a school-to-school level, right? We're here at the district on a policy level on implementation. What does this look like, K-8? And then we're being proactive. This is another kudos to the district. We're being proactive about the 9th through 12th graders because that's not even legally expected until next year, but we're saying if you're going to bring it, turn it off. How will you know? Who's going to say what's off, what's do not disturb, what's this, what's that, and how do we ensure that there's just not a cue of discipline in this way? And if we don't have the answer, that's okay too. For somebody to say, that's why we're doing this early, we need a head start for next year. But there are products, there are things, like when you go to a concert and you lock your phone away, there are all types of these things that we can use and need to get a head start on. So short term, what's our plan, K-8 and 9-12, and then long term, what does this look like so that our scholars just aren't in a perpetual queue of discipline for something we can help them with.
And before Mr. Former answers, and we'll let him do the technical answer, I want to make sure that this is a great opportunity for parents to partner with the school. Grown people should be able to tell children what they're going to do and what they're not going to do, and that happens. This is the law now, right? Or it will be the law as of next year. It's already in place in Clayton County Public Schools for middle schools and elementary students. And to be quite honest, it's in place for high school students as well. We expect those phones to be up, and then it'll be a legal matter in terms of the phones having to be up because from bail to bail there are no phones. Great opportunity for parents to partner with the schools and for us to have a common understanding. But we have been working on this issue and making sure that we plan well. Mr. Farmer.
Good evening, Board Chair Straker, Interim Superintendent Dr. Hendricks. We formed a cross-functional team, not this past school year, but actually 2 school years ago when this first started being announced. So we've been working on this and planning up until this point. One of the major things during our cross-functional team is we did look at storage options, Unfortunately, the cost of those options outweigh the need for our school district. As a matter of fact, I also spoke with several other leaders in other school districts about what they were using. Some of them were using off and away, some were using lockers, and some actually purchased pouches to store their electronic devices in. For those school districts that we spoke to that used pouches, they eventually went away from them because of the cost. It's not just the initial cost, but also the cost of maintaining those items and getting new refreshments every single year. Also, when you give out pouches with storage devices, it caused an operational situation at the school that delayed the start of class times and delayed this. Who were not using external devices were using, which is what our middle school will use next year. Each student will be assigned a locker, and if for those schools who do not have enough lockers for all their students, because we do have a couple of each homeroom / first period and a locker to store the phones in that they collect. So for those middle schools who have enough lockers, the students will store their own semester. For those middle schools who do not have enough lockers for each student, a locker assigned to them, and those students' phones will be stored in their homeroom locker and then retrieved at the end of the day. Our middle homeroom will either be right next to their classroom or across the hallway from the classroom of their final period of the day. But in elementary schools, it's going to look a little different because they do not have lockers. They will have a storage device in the form of a file cabinet, a closet, or a desk that locks the phones inside those classrooms until the end of the day. For those schools, each school will have a standard operating procedure that will be shared with the faculty and staff, so that when they do have challenges with the cell phone, they will have a step-by-step guide on how to have progressive discipline. So we're not going to do this in school or out of school suspension simply because they did not put their phone on. Some might even try to circumvent the process, but we will have plans in place so that when we come across those challenges, they will be addressed in a positive and supportive manner.
Thank you, that's helpful. It sounds like we're really clear on the middle school level, elementary level, we don't have lockers, but we found solutions. We'll find solutions on the high school level. So ultimately, really looking forward to phone-free class for scholars, not only as learners, but as fellow citizens. So much of the misbehavior and drama and lack of civility is happening in comments on apps that don't belong in the hands of our scholars during daytime. So excited about this on all fronts, and hope you will keep the board apprised of anything we can do to support this, even if it means investing in some way to make sure our teachers are not carrying this burden by themselves. Thank you.
Mr. Farmer, this is a Ebony Lee joke, but I'm gonna post glasses for these kids.
Yes, sir. And what people tend to forget is Houseman is not all electronic devices, not just about cell phones. When it comes to the smart glasses, some students, believe it or not, do have prescription lenses.
That's correct.
So we can't completely eliminate, because that may be the only pair of prescription glasses that they have.
Correct.
So with that being said, a lot of these smartphones do work in conjunction with the cell phone. So as long as it's not attached to the cell phone, there's very little.
Yeah, but let's see, I got Dr. Haney, you're up. Mike is on.
Dr. Erica, this is for you. Just refresh my memory. What was the actual enrollment number for summer school?
There were 2,900 students. Daily attendance was about 1,400.
Okay, that's what this is for Chief Walker. You said that there would be 2 SROs at every high school, 1 SRO at middle school. Could you repeat what you said for the elementary? I didn't hear that.
So for the elementary schools, we're going to have campus security officers. All the elementary schools will have a combination of Clayton County Schools, as well as the third-party campus security. So we're trying to secure the RFP for, in order to finalize the security personnel at them.
Okay, with that being said, are we fully staffed with CSOs?
Short. We're almost fully staffed as it relates to SROs.
What about SROs?
SROs position as of yet, but we are working to those as we speak. We do have about, I want to say about 3 or 4 SROs starting here in the near few weeks.
In 3 weeks?
Here in the next few weeks.
A few weeks, okay.
Yes. They have certain things they have to do as it relates to their background. Are able to come on school property and clear them, and they clear those waivers, then we should be able to bring them on.
This won't be offline. Another question for the maintenance department. I just wanted to give some. You all stated that you had the HVACs and the are you just like repairing them, or are they new HVACs and going in place? Could you just elaborate? Because I mean, over the summer I was getting calls that, you know, I know you all hear the calls of saying that the HVACs aren't working. Was that in my passing in the district, particularly when I know that they were doing some, give us some clarity on the HVACs. Coming into the new year, it's like I'm just saying, like every first day of school is always something with the HVACs at particular high schools. So are being repaired, the numbers have been reduced. Are they being repaired? Are they being purchased? How?
The short answer is it's a combination of those things.
Okay. Okay, and also I was told I was going to do this. Hold on. People send me things, and it's for the good. July 17th, hi Dr. D. So I'm on my soon, and I drive past Elite Scholars, and one of our CCPS maintenance workers is cutting the grass in this hard rain, safe of course. Maybe a little crazy, but I definitely admire some of our people who desire to get the job done without excuses. So I want to give a shout out to the maintenance department. I do them, especially over at Swint. Sometimes stop by, just give them I know they're taken care of, but I do want to give kudos to the maintenance department.
Thank you for the kind words and for the water.
That's coming out of Dr. here, but I did want to give kudos to them. If you all noticed, I don't know if they had it at all the schools during the back to school bash, but over at Jonesboro High School, they did wrap a bus or so with the literacy. I'm not sure if anyone noticed that, but they did have that. So I did want to bring that out and just highlight some of the good that's going on. And some of the parents did notice that. So that brought up a lot of attention to. So thank you for that transportation. So that's all I have.
No bus driver vacancies.
Ms. Williams, your mic.
Yes. I had a question, some questions. I thought you said we all can have our things on at the same time. That was all.
Okay.
All right, so I want to know about the consequences. We already answered that one. But for Infinite Campus, I got a question about how did you change your child's photo on Infinite Campus? Because my son is 11th grade, and I still had his kindergarten pictures. Is there a way? And I had other parents ask me that too. I'm just curious, is there a way for the parents to change their photo on there, or is there not a way for that?
Good evening, board members. Good evening, Mr. Chair, Superintendent Dr. Hendricks. So to change your child profile picture in the Infinite Campus Yes, it has, if it's not, we can get that fixed for you.
Okay. I was just asking. And is, Class Dojo only recommended for elementary, or is that for middle school?
Class Dojo, it's a new, it's a multi-purpose platform that's being brought on in the district right now. One of those main things is communication within the district. It is going to be used at all elementary and all middle school locations, and then locations will be piloting it as well. It's it traditionally was an elementary program, and it has a discipline feature to it and all, but they have in the past several years middle and high school friendly, and so we're going to be using tunes and monsters and things like that within this one. Were correct. So teachers, the big difference is teachers in the district have always been automatically rostered. So in the past, a teacher would have to come in and enter in all their students, all the parent data, which really only was advantageous. School teacher or high school teacher will come in and all their students will be rostered, so they'll be able to communicate with parents via that way. Just trying to get more of a unified, singular communication platform for our parents in the district.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
And Ms. Kendall, a question for Chief Walker. Will we still have the part-time campus support positions that you had the last few years, the ones that were doing like 4 hours or something? At the schools, you had part-time campus support?
The part-time campus support specialists do not fall under safety and security. They're normally from the schools.
Okay, but that position still exists?
It's based. She asked whether or not the question. Let me make sure I'm
Campus
clear.
support, it's like the 4-hour position I know we had at one.
Department of Safety and Security, so they fall under the school. So it is the school's responsibility to assign individuals to those positions.
Okay. I thought it fell under you because I thought they were kind of like your internal lookout or something, you know?
Internal
That's what I thought they were. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Board members, let me be clear. You can light up at any time. You just can't speak all at the same time. That's what I was saying during the updates. Next is Ms. Sabrina Hill.
Oh, it's actually, I think it came to me.
All right.
So
Which one of you want to go first? You on to her for a second? Thank you. Go ahead.
You called her talk. She's been on there the whole time. Okay. I would like for, since you're up here, one of my questions would be, since we're talking, are we utilizing any drones yet as a safety measure? And particularly since we're about to start football season, it would really be a great thing if we had them up and moving. We have students that know how to operate them.
To answer your question, no, we currently do not use the drones. I have been in preliminary conversations with Dr. Pitts and her team in reference to having drones to survey the football stadium, so on and so forth, but as of yet, we have not moved forward with that.
All right. Questions, I think that's the only one I have for you. I'm just gonna, I want to go back to you all mentioning, I get on moms and dads. Can we acknowledge the fact that uniforms, the only students that wear uniforms are our students are under a uniform dress, had uniforms at elite scholars. So let's just make that clear. Now, back to the point so that we can start the year off on the right foot, is it possible that we could set a goal or some type of an incentive for everyone to get logged on to the Infinite Campus? If, like, for example, when you all do open house, could you just kind of make sure that that's something you set up right then and there? I get so tired of seeing these emails from these parents that they're mad, they're saying grades aren't posted, but they're not following, and then, you know, the kids get behind, then you gotta try to help them with grades and all that stuff. So maybe we could try to set a for that. And I wanted to, you all talked about phones. I did do some observation at Utopian Middle School, and what they did in their classes, they had a telephone caddy in their class. Students came in, they just had the caddy. The kids came up and put them in the caddy, and then they retrieved them once class was over. Also, I wanted to mention facilities. This may not, I don't know if this is facilities or if this is actually under construction. I ask this question every year. When are we going to have these parking lots resurfaced, particularly at the stadiums, and particularly at the Perry Center? Now, we need to be charging the city of Jonesboro some money because they have all their little concerts. Their parking lot is just messed up. And if my tires get messed up, I'm gonna send a bill because I'm gonna need y'all to replace my tires because we need to do that. And also for safety and security, I saw that Newton County reported so please, let's be prepared for any breaches. And last but not least, we recognize our interns, but I think that we have some high school students that are in the meeting tonight. And I'm high school people, because I got a couple of texts. And you stand, I see, come on, my man, right? Stand up. We have an intern that is working at, and I just want you to, I'm so proud that our young people are getting involved with their community. And of course, they may trying to ask me what's really going on and help come out with some information about that, because surely we don't need our high school, our middle school, our elementary school surrounded by those big old centers. And so anyway, that's basically it. I want to thank you all for such a, great report, and looks like we're ready for day one.
Ms. Hill, you're up. Hold on 1 second. You're on.
Yes, thank you so much. Chief Walker. I want to first say thank you for your information regarding safety and security. I just have 2 questions. One, going forward this year, can we get a report of the strategic usage throughout our school year? If anyone's used them, if we've had to use them, and what was the outcome? And also vaping. Still want to know how are we addressing that, if that falls under your schools, and if I understand correctly, metal detectors are not picking up what are we doing to address that in school year?
Great question. First, let's go. The Department of Safety and Security does not try to be a pipeline to prison. So we don't primarily focus on vaping. As relates to the weapon detection devices, it's designated to try to find weapons, not necessarily the vape pens. However, we do actively get involved. Vape confiscated from a student on school property. District and handle certain types of discipline as it relates to vaping devices.
Need to be addressed to our interim superintendent. Last school year, I had several parents to call me concerning vaping. happening in our schools, it was happening in the classrooms, it was happening in many places on gravely concerned. A lot of them called me because their children have been in. I just want to know, as a school district, how are we addressing that, and what can we do to strengthen the awareness on vaping?
Well, first, assistance of parents as it relates to issues, and I think we even talked about this, and I'm very thankful for the parent that you're talking about for stepping up and responding and soliciting help. I would ask that one, parents continue to do that. Children shouldn't have vape pens at school. They're smoking at school. And so that we ask parents to make sure that children are not engaging in such, that they don't have these devices. It's one of the ways that we can, get their assistance. If others will work together to see if we can't get the children help. This children who have a problem, as it is working with the parents and getting children help. So we'll be working to solve these issues by way of meeting with parents and seeing what outside resources or even inside resources we can use to get children to stop smoking. Because again, I want everybody to know, when children are vaping, when people are vaping, they're smoking. And it's not healthy. If you look at the research, it can be in many cases worse than smoking cigarettes and other things. And so, one, we're going to respond to any deed that's done that's not supposed to be, but we're also going to look to help when children are making that particular mistake. And we ask those things when grown folks got to first tell children what's going on and what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. And then when it happens anyway, grown resources. And so we aim to do that in every situation.
Thank you. And Chief Walker, is it possible to get the report for staff?
Yes, I could work with Mr. Thompson and his team in reference to reports as it relates to the strategic alerts. But let me also test programs in reference to testing for vape devices on school grounds. Anytime a student uses the vape device in the restroom, and because of this format, I won't tell you what schools are actually piloting the program, but we do have some pilot programs that are testing the schools to check and see if we can find out whether what location students are vaping in. They seem to be working fine, however, we have not this program as of yet.
Thank you so much. And then my next question would be for Dr. Ratcliffe. Following up on, as Dr. Hendricks, children for those who are vaping. What are we doing for mental health, and how are we supporting our students?
Absolutely. Yes, we are still doing SEL. We also have services through our Spark program, where schools are able to do referrals based off of the need that is identified within the need of the students.
Can you tell me what SEL looks like in our classrooms or in our school district?
Absolutely. When we have executive functioning, it has been implemented to 2-3, which provides the opportunity for really understand the choices they are making, being able to think about the making. When we talk about SEL, it's really incorporated through our
Okay, thank you. And just in closing out, I just want to do a community reminder that tomorrow, July 28th, is a voting day for the late David Scott. Is a voting day. Thank you.
Mr. Christmas, thank you so much for your patience. You're on.
Thank you, Mr. Parker.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Discipline, Ms. Bowles was asking you about discipline. You, to a child who refuses hope. Have we decided, because let's just be real, this kind of district we're in, and that happens. And so what is the prepared plan for that, and that our discipline rate don't go through the roof? Because I think that's gonna happen more than likely.
Yes, sir. And the reality of it is that comes down to defiance and disrespect. So no longer is it about the cell phone. Now we're talking about failure to follow instructions. We're going to refer back to our discipline matrix for defiance, disrespect, and disruption. It's not going to be just about the cell. Have the student put it in the locker. So once it becomes that defined directions of a school,
then our discipline will go through the roof. What do about the adults?
The adults.
The adults that have cell phones.
No cell phones is not a matter of preference by CCPS. This is now law. It's going to be law as of next year. And so we will do our best to partner with adults who have the proclivity to tell their children to do what grown trying to look out for their children in their stead are telling them to do. And at some point in time, those conversations will probably progress with the appropriate protocols as well. But I would ask on this day, before we even get to that point, that parents don't do that, that we all have a responsibility that starts right now. We've said it before, readiness begins before school starts. People, cell phones are not supposed to be at schools. And if they are, they're put away. We promise to make sure, to the best of our ability, children get them back and that they're times that are allotted. But from veil to veil, school is a very important place. Absolutely. And so we need our parents to partner, not to be adversaries, but to partner with us in this endeavor. And then we'll address those issues as they come. You know, sometimes that comes in different forms, Mr. Christmas. Sometimes it's just a matter of understanding, not a matter of, hey, I'm just not going to do it. Sometimes it's what people know and what they don't know. We know the House bill because we deal with this all the time. Don't. Our first goal would be to remind them and then to still carry.
In their cell phones.
specifically address teachers, but I do know that there's expectation for professionalism when it comes to teachers and their cell phone. So at no time has it been okay for students and teachers to use their cell phone.
Yes, sir. And let's just get back to the point of what's appropriate in professional behavior, right? We ask our teachers to stay professional, not just with cell phones, with all things. And I think the greater majority of them do a superior job at that. For the people who do that, and we will address that as we address all things, I would hope that it wouldn't keep being a problem. I would think that most reasonable people, when you say, hey, we've got a job to do, they would focus on that job. And I believe that's going to happen with the majority of our teachers. But when it doesn't, we're going to approach it. If it happens with a bus driver, we're going to approach it. And so not letting things fester or go on is going to be our first protocol, but we're going to have the right conversations in the right.
Question for you, Mr. Farmer. Is it in the student handbook?
And the House bill fully supports what's already been in policy for years.
I want us to be clear. Thank you. Mr. Blackwood, I got one question for you and I'll be done.
Student handbook.
I appreciate you giving us the numbers on the HVACs, but you said there are still 850 HVACs that need to be fixed. Will they be fixed before school?
I can't promise you that all of them will be. We're working with contractors as well as our people, including working a lot of overtime to accomplish this. We are limited occasionally with the aging infrastructure that we have. A lot of these units, I call it duct tape and baling wire sometimes because the parts are not available anymore. So we piece them together where we can. And
when the HVAC system is, are we bringing in the portable air conditioners? What do we that we're going to leave children in hot situations. We have things that we're going to do to make sure that
We have had occasions where we had to rent large units, but we do have portable air conditioning units, probably up in the neighborhood of 280 to 300 of those units. We go ahead and install those.
Okay, well, you know, on day one, I try to hit every one of my schools. And if it's hot in there, y'all will be getting calls.
Yes, sir, we
Thank you.
understand that.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so just very quickly, I know we're talking about the heating and air, but I do know some of our schools, when it rains on the inside and on the outside. Are we addressing any of those needs?
We absolutely are addressing those needs as they come up. We have replaced quite a few roofs, Ms. Hill, smaller sections of roofs where that's happened. We've also secured a new type of sealant, experimenting with over the last 2 weeks. It seems to be working very well. So, yes, we are addressing them individually as they come up, and we receive work orders from the schools.
Do we by chance have a list of those schools that we don't have to wait for the administrators to contact us, but we already know this is an existing problem that we can waiting, so being proactive instead of reactive.
to have an idea of where all these things are. In full disclosure, it can happen anywhere at any time. I went. Those things happen, but for the most part, we know where they are now. I can't tell you where they are tomorrow, but we'll be ready.
Board members, it looks like we've come each and every one of you for the great questions in regards to. Thank you.
Now we'll have our, and we'll start with Business Services, Ms. Ramona Bivens. Team, I ask that you remember our 2 H's as you come up. High level and hurry up.
Yes, sir. Hi, good evening, Mr. Chair, board members, Interim Superintendent Dr. Hendricks. All right, so first on June 30th, we have collected 93.1% of our budgeted revenue, and we spent 99.8% of our budget, $139 million. And this is preliminary June 3rd. We are at the beginning. Hold on. Start over. For the month of, at the end of the month, at $690.4 million of our revenue, and $739 million of our budgeted expenditures, which is 99%. I do, as I stated in some of the 3-on-3s on Thursday, this is a preliminary year end. We're in the process of going through the year end closeout. We're still paying bills or getting invoices for goods and services that we received in June. So that'll go through August. So these numbers will, revenue should go up some, and so will the expenditures will as well. So I entertain any questions you may have on the.
Seeing none.
Okay. Next, we have the SPLOST revenue report. Next. So the first budget amendment is from the American Lung Foundation, and this amendment is to accept grant funds from the Bacon Awareness Campaign in the amount of $6,340. This will increase the general fund budget for 2027 by that amount. Next, we have an amendment to accept funds from the Dr. Airlines Foundation funding allocation in the amount of $250,000. And these funds will be used to expand student workforce development opportunities through the Creator Studio, career readiness experiences, industry engagement, and workforce. Next, we have Initiative from the Georgia Department of Education in the amount of $4,000. This will increase the general fund budget by $4,000. And the final budget amendment is to adjust the federal in the amount of $2,486,400 attached to what was in the board packet, listing of each of the individual grants, the amount for each one of those grants. So any questions on any of the budget amendments?
Any questions in regards to the budget amendments? Seeing none, you can move forward.
The month of June, we received last year $5.6 million. And just as a reminder, there is a 1-month lag in the collections. This is funds that are collected in the previous month, but we get it in another month. Questions on that?
Ms. Ross.
So next we have the purchasing report. You have a report A, which is consumable purchases made with a value of $10,000 or more. Report B is non-consumable purchases made with a value of $10,000 or more, but less than $100,000. And report C, a non-consumable require board approval as detailed in the executive summary we received. And there was also that was provided for HVAC. Any questions on the thing?
Ms. Bowles, your mic is on.
Is the Staples contract a no bid?
Hold on, let me ask. I want to say it's a co-op, but I'm not 100% sure. I have public staff and she can let us know.
And the B part of that question is not only am I wondering if the Staples contract is a no bid opportunity, but I'm wondering if it's annual or recurring.
It is a co-op, and it's annual.
Okay. Can you connect the co-op to the no bid question for me? And maybe, I don't know, like what does the co-op have? Co-op not part of it. Yeah, help me understand. Is it or is it not if you're saying the co-op piece is about?
A cooperative contract has, that's why we don't have to solicit it out here with the district.
So something could simultaneously be no bid and a co-op, right? Like it's a no bid co-op.
It has been bidded out through another entity, which is why we don't have to bid it out.
Okay. I don't think I understand.
So a cooperative contract with other agencies or other departments, they submit a similar to the same way that we do it. And then we are able to, sometimes we call it a piggyback off of those contracts, and we call them cooperative contracts.
Okay. What I'm hearing is we don't open the bid.
We have to do a bid.
And not even have to. Have
Right.
to and not have to is not even the question.
We don't.
This is a no bid.
This is a no bid.
Okay. Thank you so much. And this is an annual no bid.
Annual no bid with cooperative contracts.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, board members, in regards to purchasing? Seeing none?
So I have one more thing that's not on the agenda, but it's related to our finances. We talked about it with some of you in the meetings on Thursday. And Mr. Wall is here to also speak to it. And one of the board members asked that we bring it up tonight. We will need to do a TAN for this year. You know, we talked about it last year because of the tax bills going out late. Well, they're going out late again due to the legislation. Many of you that live here in the county know we just got our assessment notices, and we're not the final digest until next month in August.
Speak. Your mic is on.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We don't have this on the agenda to speak, so I was just going to ask about that.
I got you. All right. Is it urgent that we have this conversation about that now? All right, let's hold it for next Monday.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Doyle.
Good evening.
Go ahead, Ms. Foss. I'm sorry, go ahead.
By waiting till next month,
Not next month, next Monday.
excuse me, by waiting till next Monday, which happens to be next month, to have the TAN conversation, does that impact anything wise?
Right. I think we asked this bid until next Monday. Right, and secondly, if we wanted to add that to the agenda, we were doing the adoption of the agenda.
The SPLOST construction update for the month of July were $17.27 million. There were no change orders for this period.
To go read. Your mic is on.
Yes, I have a question. So, as Mr. Christmas mentioned, our schools on day one, please tell me I'm going to see some playground equipment at Lake Ridge or in some of the other, don't shake your head now, I've been asking y'all for 3 years, 3 long years.
So,
Is it up?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, now my other question is this. I see pictures, but I don't know if it's on their property. There could be pictures from anywhere. The other question, I asked this question about replacement of these gym floors. So Lake Ridge, I think you all maybe just did a bid or something on it? You have some schools where we're going to replace the gym floors in the elementary schools. How long is, I sent you the same pictures for the playground and this for the gym floor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your question. I know that the facility started the one in the Aux Gym at Jonesboro this week, but I will get you an.
Okay, but you said Jonesboro. I'm talking about I'm talking about, yeah.
I'm clear. I'm clear on your request.
Because I don't want it to take 3 years. You all have known this, and then back to my mention about these parking lots. When will
The facilities team to get you an answer on that as well.
Thank you
Yes, ma'am.
so much. See, we already breaking him in. He's new. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. You're very welcome.
Building report, right, Mr. Joseph?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I want to just thank you all, the Early Learning Center. I noticed is, for example, if we're up a Riverdale Road, it's looking like it's a there. Is that correct?
Yes, what you see there. We are waiting for Georgia Power to relocate a pole and the permanent entrance to the Riverdale Learning Center off of Riverdale Road. It will be installed once the pole is removed.
Okay, so is that going? It's just temporary? Is it staying?
Yeah, no. Once we install the permanent road, we'll remove the temporary road.
Okay, I hope we don't have an entrance right there, though. Do you know where I'm like, because you see Valley Hill runs into upper, that, for somebody that's coming flying around, I know I ride kind of fast there, even though I think the speed limit's 35. On a good day, I might be doing 45 or 50. And if I say, oh, wait a minute, here's the Early Learning Center, let me make this turn, and I go in there on 2 wheels, I can see me into the building, because I don't think we need to have that as an entryway, is what I'm saying.
You're absolutely right. So
Okay, I just want to be sure, so when we put this nice fence around the place, You know, we don't want people to be able to come right there, and we are doing the fence, is that correct?
Yes, we are doing the fence, and so
Okay.
we're working with Clayton County DOT as well as the city of Riverdale. The original plan showed the intersection at Valley Hill. The city of Riverdale located, given the angle that Valley Hill is coming in, so we've accommodated them, which is a domino effect of that, having us to relocate the pole, and so all that works.
I've been asking the superintendent, we might, since I can't get an answer, we need a ride over through the North Clayton. So could you tell Miss Christy Crawford to make us, you know, we want to go see what's happening over there with the Eagles.
Yes, ma'am. We'll provide an opportunity for all the board members.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Williams, your mic is on.
Is Forest Park Middle School completely finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You already did all the punch lists and everything? I'll let you know when I go there.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I forgot one other thing. Will we be seeing some new furniture, nice chairs, leather, additional chairs in the suite at the arena at South Lake?
Yes, ma'am. I don't have an
He's
update.
looking kind of funny, like, huh?
I don't have an update. We talked to the team about adding some additional furniture at the arena. I don't know where we are in the process. I know they're focusing on the schools, again, children eat first.
We focusing on schools. I'm just asking you this question because I have already gone around to all of those suites and I've counted how many chairs are in there, and I noticed that we don't have the nice chairs in the suite where they need to be at, and we need some more up in there. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you get the schools together, go down and put your order in for the nice, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Is that it for you? Okay. Mic's on.
Mr. Joseph, I just have a quick question in regards to the parking lots that Ms. Chloe spoke of. Is Perry on that list as well? I mean, because their parking lots are pretty janky as well.
Yeah, we'll work with the CEO, work with facility service and provide an update.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The employee's been here all day.
Mr. Joseph, are you done?
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board, Interim Superintendent Dr. Hendricks, colleagues, and community members. The Personnel Changes Report summarizes all personnel actions for the period of June 9th through July 13th, 2026. Human resources updates were submitted to the Board of Education for your review. I will share that at time of submission of our report, around July 13th, there were 138 teacher vacancies. As of today, there are 105, which equates to about 97% of our. In light of the vacancies, the Division of Human Resources is partnering with the academic trio, is engaged in ongoing, well-planned professional learning. I am happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions? Ms. Tellis Cooper, you're up.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, well, evening rather. You answered my first question I had. You said 97% of the positions were filled. My next question would be, of those positions, I know we always have those high numbers with special education and elementary, some of our critical classes that we need. What are we doing, a last push to try to, or what's the plan that we have?
One initiative is centered around Senate Bill 150, which allows our retirees to return to full service. Retirement benefit and be compensated as a teacher of record. Vacancies that closely relate to their degree area. Certificated. We're also doing direct reach out to candidates who previously applied to positions but have instances where there is a substitute. As I mentioned, we are partnering with the academic trio to maintain continuity in the classroom and make sure they're well trained. And that will focus on 3 primary groups: those that have been hired on waivers, our first-year provisional teachers, and the long-term subs.
If I may add one more thing, Ms. Albritton, we are piloting a program and it's going to start at Stillwell and Mount Zion, where we have a teacher who's a very good teacher at one school, and we're beaming that teacher, for lack of a better word, I guess I'm citing my age, Star Trek, but we're beaming that teacher into the other school so that we can start to utilize our teachers in that way as well. Many of us who went to programs, college programs, I've heard someone tell me even their high school used this many years ago. And because we've learned many things through the pandemic and you know, during that time period with our virtual ability, we're piloting some of that this year to see how well it goes and see how widespread we can use it for the future as well.
Okay, and just to follow up, because you brought up 2 points. The long-term sub, what's our percentage of long-term subs that we have now? And then the next question is with the waivers, it's 1 year, and what's that percentage of waiver teachers that we have? And what are we doing to help them get whatever it is that they need so we can turn those over into full-time teachers?
We're actively partnering substitutes fluid, and closer to the end of the week, if you permit me to share the number, partner with schools that have vacancies. And so we're in the throes of making sure that every school that does have a vacancy, that we're able to share with them substitutes who qualify to serve in long-term positions. So closer to the end of the week, we'll be able to share a more confident number of subs that have been placed with schools with vacancies.
Okay, that's fair enough there.
Okay. Relates to waivers, we have drastically reduced the number of employees that we've brought in.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I want to thank Dr. Ford as far as some situation where if you're missing a math, you have Lovejoy and North Clayton. We had tried to do that before today. I looked at Atlanta Public Schools website and I see this. They only have 3 teacher vacancies. You said that we have, let me see, I just wrote the number down, 125. And at this year's new teacher orientation, we had 320 new teachers. We've got to do something better than that. It's not your fault. Unfortunately, you're over HR, but it's not your fault because we need to do something about it. Our strategic goal is for 2 is to recruit, develop, and retain highly qualified and effective staff. But we need to look at some things. Number 1, it's to me a slap in the face for high school teachers to go to graduation and march and sit there and have a child come out. I'm gonna say Drew High School. He gets offered a job as a firefighter for Clayton County for Clayton County. Comes out making $51,000. And then you look at Clayton County Public Schools pay scale, and the beginning teacher is only making about $57,000 or $58,000. And what's even worse with that is they make $58,000 year 1, they make $58,000 year 2, they make $58,000 year 3. It takes them all the way to year 4 to get a raise. We must do something about it. Next year, when I go to new teacher orientation, I hope to see under 100. Training those people, they're so happy. We had a lot of people that came does matter, because I'm hearing on the news that people are having to use credit cards to buy food. My suggestion is, even though you're saying that we're only getting a waiver from doing waivers for more than 1 year, I know that in contact with the PSC, they are willing to work with the school district to help us do what needs to be done. So this is something that we really need to look at, and I appreciate you for the effort you're making to try and have a certified person, because our subs are going to other school districts. We cannot continue to operate like this, and then the other thing is, this is for you principals out there. Now, we've had 320 new teachers, and already we're getting emails from the new teachers because they come to your school and you're telling them what they cannot do in their classroom. They can't put stuff on the wall. Now, your classroom that's your place. We shouldn't already be getting emails like that, because they'll be saying, shoot, I can't wait till the end of the year, I'm out of here. Principals, don't run the people away already. We don't even have the children haven't even come in the building yet. Can you be nice to them? Because I know if I walk in your office, I know you got something on your, that's your a home for the children that are coming in there. Let those,
So let me,
it's a comment.
yeah, it's a great.
Thank you.
Pay attention to a lot of the things that deal with retention. When you say that individuals who work in education, I think it's something for us to consider in the. I hope that more than just principals will consider how they comport themselves. View us totally. I do, and I did get that email too, Dr. Gloria, and you're right. Teachers should be able to put things on their walls, and that's what we hold true to. And we're handling that situation, making sure that it's an isolated situation. The majority of our people do well. I would just ask everybody once again, and I asked this once before, if you supervise people, and that's most of the people sitting in this room, everybody in this room actually, watch how you comport yourself. Treat people the way you want your mother, your children, your brother, your sister treated, and you will help. That's a very valid point as well. But I think if people, and I'll remind you, the children are watching us, so let's be better together. Thank you.
I'm so Brittany. Quickly, could you just explain the transfer process for teachers?
Yes. So beginning at the top of the calendar year, we opened the volunteer. The initial phase is the employee, because it's open to all district employees, acknowledging that they want to be considered for transfer. And to do that, they complete a document, just acknowledging that they want to transfer. There's a set of criteria. So once they submit the form saying, I desire to be transferred, they are vetted against the qualifications, and then each of them receives a notification that lets them know whether or not they're eligible to transfer. At that point, they're also given the option to opt in to placement. And essentially that means over the course of the voluntary transfer period, which has been extended the last 2 years, so it's about 12 weeks or so, if they do not find their own new location, then if they've opted into the placement process and they are placed into a vacancy for an area for which they post all the positions, I opt into the process, I apply to 5 or 6 schools. If those 5 credentials that I opted in, then I'm placed. But in order to host a face-to-face event, able to get face time with school leaders to better their chances.
Okay, so this is done only at the first of the school year?
So it's done in January with final notification going out in about.
So jazz of them being chosen for that school, whether they choose it.
So they get the acknowledgement, they're notified whether or not they're eligible for transfer, and then there are a considerable number of weeks that they have to find their own to include participating in the face-to-face and they opt into the placement process, then we will place them.
Ms. Bowles.
I just wanted to close out with an HR, sometimes the comparisons or the grandstanding is insulting and too reductive of some of the progress we've been making. And ultimately, I'm seeing a positive year-over-year trend when it comes to teacher recruitment. And this year, with vacancies to 138, down from almost 300 just a couple of years ago, is progress I just wanted to highlight. I don't think there's any colleague or team member or leader in the education space, but certainly on this dais, who doesn't wish that our teachers were paid what they are worth and what they deserve. And we know that comparisons require comparisons with those tax districts, with the business sector, and of our control. So I know it's not you who more, and I know it's certainly not the board, and just wanted to acknowledge all educators around the world deserving more. So thank you for all of the hard work that you and your team continue to do.
The team and I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Ms. Williams.
Mr. Chair, that concludes the consent.
The consent agenda. Board members, we have board matters. There are 3 different policies that we have to take into consideration for next week's board meeting. Please note that the board meeting will be Tuesday next week, not Monday. It will be Tuesday, August 4th. August 3rd is the opening of school. The first policy up, which is a second read, is Policy Series D. Is there any discussion on Policy Series D? Ms. Bowles? Oh, hold on one sec. Please. Request again? No, I got her here. Your mic is on.
I didn't have any comment. I was just going to ultimately say thank you to a combination of the finance and policy teams in accordance with another legislative update, specifically Senate Bill 33. We used to only be able to maintain an allowable between 13 and 15%, but that bill makes it so that we can have 25% on hand. And I noticed that the policy D series is to address that, which is smart. So well done, finance and policy.
Thank you for that. The next policy that we have to consider is Policy Series E. This is our second read. We will vote on this next Tuesday. Is there any discussion in regards to Policy Series E? Looking to the left, looking to the right, I see none. Let's now move on to Policy Series G as in girl, CRD. Second read. We'll vote on this next Tuesday. Is there any discussions in regards to Policy GCRD? Looking to the left, I see no light. Nope. Mr. Doyle, you're on.
Just to make sure that you add tax anticipation note.
Say it again? All right, thank you for that. Any discussion in regards to Policy Series GRD? Seeing none, we now will move to the business agenda, in which we have to approve the proposed board meeting agenda for August 4th, 2026. And with that, we would like to have an additional item added, which is going to be the TAN. Can I get a motion to add the TAN to the proposed agenda for next Tuesday? Mr. Christmas, your mic is on.
I move that we add the TAN to the agenda of next week.
Ms. Tellers Cooper, your mic is on.
Second.
The motion has been. Give me 1 second here. Yeah. 1 second, folks. Board members, this meeting is adjourned. The time is 8:30.